Beauty school dropout, Venus, oh Venus. The voice of an era, the legendary Frankie Avalon is here to talk Grease, Sinatra, Elvis, untold stories, and the secret to a 63-year marriage. Frankie Avalon is my guest on this edition of Arroyo Grande. Come on. I'm Raymond Arroyo. Welcome to Arroyo Grande. Go subscribe to the show now. Go ahead, turn on those notifications so you know what's coming. And if you'd like to support our work, please go to raymondarroyo.com. You'll see the donate button there. Now to our deep dive. There are a few people who can transport you to another time just by opening their mouths to sing. My guest today is one of those rare treasures, Frankie Avalon. From his hits in the 50s and 60s like Venus and Why, to his beach party movies with Annette Funicello, he went from teen idol to teen angel. Who can forget his teen angel in Grease? A role I found out he did not want to play, by the way. Tonight, Frankie reveals how a child prodigy became a cultural touchstone and still moves generations. The unheard stories of his friendship with Elvis and Sinatra, John Wayne, and more. Here's the legendary Frankie Avalon. Tell me about 1978. You're offered a role in Grease. You had seen the play? Had you seen the play?
Yeah.
So you were not keen on taking this teen angel role?
Well, as I say, I was playing golf and I come off and my manager had the script in his hand and he said, Paramount wants you for this film. I said, what is it? He said, Grease. I said, what character? He said, teen angel. And I said, nah, pass. And I went and played backside. He said, they won't take, no, they want to talk to you about the, I said, okay. So I go in, Randall Clauser, the director, Alan Carr, producer, and we sit and talk to, why don't you want to do it? I saw the play. It's Presley. It's long sideburns. It's all in black. They said, we'll change it.
Me. Really?
Yeah. I said, no, I got a style. They said, we'll change it. So they put me all in white. I did Beauty School Dropout, No Graduation Day for You. So I sang it,
Yeah.
Not in Beauty School Dropout.
Yeah.
Not in
No, you did it in your smooth style, romantic
that
style.
was it. Yeah.
And 50 years later, almost.
45.
All right,
45.
we're close.
Yeah, close.
People are still singing this song and loving that.
Yeah.
It's become iconic.
Yeah.
What do you think it is? What is it about that moment?
I think, who knows? If I knew, Raymond, or you knew, or anybody knew, you'd sit behind a desk and you'd be a billionaire not knowing. You just don't know. You go in and you do it the best you can and you have fun and everybody's happy and there's no people that are giving problems. It's just wonderful, and it happened.
And it was one of those moments.
Yeah.
Did they make any changes in Beauty School Dropout in the song for you? Do you recall?
No. The only thing that I didn't like was the fact that when I did 6 days of rehearsals on a sound stage, marks, where my part, where I go here, where I go there.
Right.
And then when I went to see the set, I had 2 days of shooting.
Totally different.
It was like 20 feet in the air.
Oh.
It was all white. And I got to come down these steps and cool. I hate heights.
Oh,
That's
really?
Short. I like that.
Stay close to terra firma.
Right. But I went to Randall Kleiser, the director, and said, I can't do this. I'm nervous. My legs shake coming down. Like, I can't do this. I got an idea. The crew, take a break. They went and got mattresses. And they put them all alongside. Oh, white mattresses. So I knew if I went to the mattress, I'd go to sleep.
They're going to catch you.
Right, yeah. So that worked out fine.
Why do you think it touched so many people? I mean, look, I've seen you on tour with this show. I saw you in New Orleans. I saw you in Cleveland. I mean, you toured the country doing Grease. You did a revival of it.
Right.
Which was so much better, I have to tell you. I saw some other revivals. It didn't quite hit the Avalon mark.
Yeah.
And there is look, you bring a gravitas. You bring the entire era with you when you appear. Is that what it is?
No, interesting. When I did this scene, and I went to the director and the producer and everything, I said, whatever you guys do, I don't want to be a joke in this picture. I don't want to be when I go, So they handled it properly the way I did it, right? I have a review in my house which is by a columnist, reviewed a show, the opening, the preview.
Uh-huh.
And in the review, she talks about the opening of the picture. And when Frankie Avalon comes on the screen, they roared. When Frankie Avalon left the scene, they applauded.
Ah.
I said, wow, I achieved.
That's it?
Yeah, it was great.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And you rekindle that look, you graced me by joining me for a Christmas show we did in Cleveland. When you came out and did that number, the audience just it's euphoric. I mean, look, it's like there's only a handful of people I can cite off the top of my head. Streisand and Julie Andrews and you. There's only a handful of people who have done something on film that they can take into live performance and carries on. But there's only one of the people in those I just mentioned that are still doing it, and that's you.
Yeah, and we did it together.
Yes.
And you were terrific as Frenchie.
Well, I was just a backup.
No,
you're
a good Frenchie.
Yeah, I didn't. The rollers didn't quite fit his hairdo,
right.
but I'm going to work on that for the next tour.
Very talented, by the way.
Oh,
I love the way you sang. We did that thing together. People
was
loved
awesome.
you. You got albums. You got all that stuff.
It was
terrific.
awesome. Being with you was
Great.
such a joy. Tell me about. I want to move to the movie career for a moment. You have done some incredible movies, including classics like The Alamo. Tell me about that. Working with John Wayne, first of all, what did you learn from him?
Okay. Well, first of all, I had done a film before.
Yes.
It was called Guns of the Timberland,
Yep.
starring Alan Ladd, Jeannie Crane, Gilbert Roland.
Right.
And I've never acted before in my life. You do it? Yeah, I do it. You know, I don't know where I got the guts, I say it nicely, to do these things. And I do the first film and I learn. One thing I always thought about is if you want to advance whatever you want to do, sit and learn and listen. Ears are very important. Listen and watch. So I would sit in the chair and I would watch Alan Ladd, I would watch Gilbert Roland, I would pick up things. I would say, no, can I do the characters? I'm playing the Steel Pier in Atlantic City, and I get a phone call on the wall because we're doing 10 shows a day. It's my agent, Jack Gilardi. Jack says to me, John Wayne just saw your picture. They're doing a picture called The Alamo. He wants you to play Smitty. I said, are you kidding? Okay. Now, in August of 1959, I go out to the Alamo, Brackettville, Texas.
Wow.
I'm a South Philly kid. The only horses I ever saw was on the wagon, you know, or 10
Or at
cents,
the track.
or, no, 10 cents a ride. You go up and down the street where they always want to go back to the barn again. So I'm on now, and I see John Wayne. He's 6'5".
Wow.
It's big. So first time I see him, I'm out of wardrobe in Brackettville. I got the outfit on with raccoon hat. And my manager says, I like his hair to be a little, he goes, well, I don't like that. Well, I'll tell you, I'm the director. So now I look at him like this.
Oh.
Mr. Wayne, I'll do whatever you say.
That was it.
Now, I'm on this picture for 3.5 months.
Yeah, months and months.
And I'll tell you, I learned how to ride a horse the hard way.
Oh.
No, Raymond, I swear to God. So they give me wranglers to ride a horse, okay? Now, when I first start to ride the horse, I'm like this.
Yeah.
Now, my butt is bruised.
Oh.
They had to make a pad
To protect you.
to protect it. Finally,
Oh, no.
Wayne says to me, well, listen here, kid. When you ride a horse, make it like you've got a hanger. And when you're riding, I want you to be like this. Yeah, so he taught me that.
Huh.
He was very nice. He's very tough. He produced,
Really?
directed that picture.
Yeah.
You're talking about his soul,
Passion project, yeah.
put his own money into that picture. And of course, like you said, it became a classic. Not only that, but I had the opportunity of meeting my now sister-in-law.
How'd that happen? She was on film?
No, her husband is John Wayne's son,
Oh my gosh, that's
Who-
right.
Michael Wayne,
Yep.
who was third he took care of the cows and the horses. He came from the bottom of, wound up producing his father's films.
Wow.
So Gretchen is my sister-in-law because Kay, my wife, are sisters.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
You know what's really funny? My nephew, he's really funny. He says to me, he says, Uncle Frank, he said, you know, I was with Joe Pesci because they belong to the same golf club. He said. So Pesci says to me, now, your grandfather is John Wayne and your uncle is Frankie Avalon. He said, you can't miss.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's good balance. I remember you telling me a story about John Wayne that he shared with you about working on The Greatest Story Ever Told. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, I do. He said when he was doing that, the director, George Stevens, big time director.
Yep.
And he really and truly wanted to tell the greatest story ever told in his way of the Bible. So it was very important to him for everybody to have the passion as the character that they were portraying.
Right.
So now it's the final scene, and George Stevens says to the Duke, and he talked like, this is a very important scene, Duke, so, you know, make sure we just get the emotion that I want. And Wayne said, well, I got you there, Pappy. So now Stevens says, there's going to be quiet on the set. There'll be thunder, there'll be lightning, and on action, you look up and you say, this man truly is the Son of God.
He was playing Longinus, the soldier.
Right. He says, well, I got you there, slugger. Okay, quiet on the set, thunder, lightning, action. Well, this man here truly is the Son of God. Cut. Duke, it needs more awe. Well, I got you there. Okay. Thunder, lightning, action. Awe. This man truly is the Son of God. God. Well, I got it now. Okay, thunder, lightning, action. And the Duke, John Wayne, takes out his sword and he taps.
Oh, no.
Cut, Duke. Don't tap his foot. He's already been established.
Don't do that. And this went on like this for many takes.
Yeah, right.
God bless the Duke.
Yeah,
he tried. You did not start out as a singer. You started as a trumpeter, but your father was a butcher. Where did the trumpet come from?
First of all, he was a butcher, but loved music.
Ah.
There was always music in my home. Not my mother, couldn't sing a note. Nobody. My sister, good.
Oh.
But my father could play piano, could play guitar, could play everything.
Oh.
I used to walk away from it, didn't like it. Every Saturday, my mother would give me a little baggie with like some broccoli rabe and cheese of Italian sandwiches, and I'd go for the whole day. You'd sit there and you'd watch the cartoons, and then they would show a film, and and you were out of there. But this film was called Young Man with a Horn, starring Kirk Douglas. And I related to, not only to just the trumpet, I related to this young boy that becomes something, you know, and it was very inspiring. But I also just loved the sound of that horn. So I came back from the movie that afternoon night, and I went to my dad. I said, Dad, you know what? I want to play a trumpet. He said, you do? He loved the fact that I wanted to play music.
Wow.
Next day, he went to a pawn shop for like $5. He bought a trumpet for me. I took it, I went up to my room, and I didn't leave that room, and I played a song called Music, Music, Music. I learned it myself. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, dee-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, music, music, music. That was my first song, my first day, first song with the horn. From then on, and I had such a passion for it.
You weren't trained? You didn't go study with anybody?
No. Yes, later on.
Later.
Now, I start practicing myself, and I play 3-4 hours the neighbor. I lived in a row house in South Philadelphia. Keep that kid quiet with that horn, you know. So now all of a sudden, my father gets me a teacher of a trumpet player in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
After working with him for about 3 months, he goes to my father. His name was Danny D. Went to my father. He said, this kid's got talent. He needs some real special training. So they looked it up, and I started studying with a musical trumpet player from the Philadelphia Orchestra. $5 a week. I would take by myself. I would take a trolley car, a subway, another trolley car, and walk to his house for a half-hour lesson.
Oh, my.
And I just loved that horn. I had a passion. And my father would give me the $5. My uncle would give me the $5. You know, I went paper boy. I do this, that, whatever. But I just had a passion for it. And by the time I was 11 years old, I started at 9.
Yeah.
By the time I was 11 years old, I was an accomplished musical trumpet player.
It's unbelievable. I mean, there's video of you on the Gleason show.
Yeah.
On the Honeymooners.
Right.
As a child.
Right.
Just come here. You're like a prodigy.
Yeah, I really was.
And that really was the beginning.
That was
you got
because
signed.
of Al Martino.
Oh.
In the neighborhood, Al Martino was a very big star around the world with a song called Hear My Heart.
Yeah.
And I heard that they were giving him a party. So I went and squeezed my way through all the neighbors because it was in this one house. And I had my horn like this. I knocked on the door. And the man opened. I said, could I play my trumpet for Al Martino? He said, who are you? I said, my name is Frank Avalon. I play trumpet. He said, come on in. So they're having a party. I took out the horn and I started to play. And I played a song called Tenderly. I finished it. They applauded. Al Martino went to the man who owned the house. He said, who is this kid? He said, he's from the neighborhood. Go and ask his parents if I could take him. I'm roommates. I used to be roommates with Jackie Gleason in New York City. He loves the trumpet. I'd like for him to play for Jackie.
That's how it happened.
That's how it happened. So they took me in. He was at a penthouse where he was. I took out the horn again. He came out from the top of the penthouse, listened to me play. He said, I love the way he plays. Write a show. I want him on in 2 weeks. That was it. They got so much response from that performance that I did. They said to my manager, this guy became from the house, he became my manager. He said, does he do anything else? So the guy said, sure. He said, what does he do? He tap dances. I never tap danced in my life.
Oh, my gosh.
So now, another guy from the neighborhood, they get a guy, Mike Landon was his name, and I go, zap. And I learned how to tap. Now, 3 months later, I'm on the Honeymooners, and I play the horn, and I take the horn like this, and I go,
Do a little tap dance.
yeah. So I tap dance. So that.
Well, and how did you segue to the sing? I know RCA then signed you. RCA
Yeah.
Victor signed you.
Trumpet player.
At 11 years old.
Right.
10 years old.
Exactly.
How does the singing happen?
Well, I kept trumpet for a long, long time.
Yeah.
I was first trumpeter of All City in Philadelphia. And I would play on summers out of school. I would play these little rock bands. I was with a band called Rocco and his Saints. Mm-hmm. We played at a place called Mary's Inn, and 5 sets a night, this, that, with that. And Rocco would say to me, you know, sing a couple of songs. I would sing a couple of songs, and then they'd go, that kid Frankie sang a little bit more. So Rocco came to me in between one of our sets. He says, you know, they want you to sing more. I want you to sing more songs. I said, I'm a trumpet player. I'm not a singer. I don't sing. He said, yeah, but I'll give you $5 more. I
And
said,
that was
"Okay,
it.
good."
You're sold.
Sold. So I start learning to this, that, whatever, and got more involved in singing. And then a new record company comes in. They see Rocco and the Saints. They see them, and they sign us. And we make a record for Chancellor Records. It was their 4th ever record on that label. And one side was Jivin' with the Saints, which was an instrumental. The other side was Cupid Shot an Arrow, which I sang. That started my record career.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Tell me about the school age Frankie Avalon. You were thrown out of school by the nuns at one point.
Yeah.
I came across that story. Tell that story. And then some of your classmates, you went to school with guys you would later tour with for many years.
Yeah.
So,
well, my
tell me
early
about the
days,
nuns
first of all, I got to be honest with you.
Okay.
I didn't like school.
I can tell.
I mean, I would half listen, you know. And they would always say to pull me alongside, you know, you've got a good mind, you could put more time into it. Yeah. I was just thinking about Trump, you know. And I would fool around, joke around, do jokes, this, that, whatever, you know, make faces and, you know, but clown
stuff.
So this one day, we were sweeping up. You had that little brush, and under your desk you would sweep.
keep it tidy.
Yeah. So I was like this, and I was sweeping, and all of a sudden, the nun, Sister Maria, and she said to me, Avalone. Well, I said, yeah. She went, bang, kicked me like this, and I grabbed her, and I didn't hit her, but I grabbed her leg as she kicked me, and my reaction was, and I threw her leg like this. Well, that went in front of the thing, and they expelled me.
That was the end.
I was the end of my Catholic education, which was a great education, thank God, because when I went to public education, I was a 5A student.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was the difference of training, as you know. Then I went to high school. I didn't like high school. I went to 10th grade or something like that. That didn't appeal to me, whatever. And I was doing other things and had my mind. I had, Raymond, I just had a passion to do other things. And thank God, he let me do it and allowed me to do it.
It worked. Yeah. Tell me about your classmates. You, Fabian, and Bobby Rydell went to the same school.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
What was in the water in Philadelphia at this point?
The horses were drinking out of it, so we figured it was those things, you drink out of the water. I don't know what it was, but it was a combination of ethnic groups of all kinds in the neighborhood. You lived in a row house, Norman Otto, German, Snodgrass, Irish, Avalone, whatever it was. And of course, I just, Rydell and I have known each other since we're like 10 years old because he was a drummer and did impressions, and he was wonderful.
Wow.
And Fabian was the good-looking guy that all the girls went crazy for. And I was dating a little girl there, that she said, oh, this guy Fabian, he's so cute. He's not that cute.
So there was a
great neighborhood.
Little rivalry early on. I love that. Later you would tour forever together, which we're going to talk about later. 38 years. Wow. Okay. I want to take you back to your first song, Dee Dee Dina.
Yeah.
This is the first song that really hits for you.
Right.
Did you expect that song would hit? Kind of a novelty song.
A big novelty
song. A big novelty song.
Well, what happened was I had made a couple of records before that, which just bombed. And so I had one more record to do. They took me into New York, and they do this song called Dee Dee Dina. And in those days, there was only 2 tracks. Now, I don't know if people understand what tracks are. There's a board. They've got 100 tracks, and the drum, this one. The band was there. I was here. The mic was here. Their mic was here. And at rehearsal, it started out. The introduction was ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba da ba ba da ba 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 ba. So nice. Okay, Frankie, get on the mic and let's try. So I go. I love my Dinah, Dee Dee Dina, love my Dinah, Dee Dee Dina. There is no girl that is finer than my brother. So he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, it's so staccato. I'm a musician.
Yeah.
So staccato. Love my Dinah, Dee Dee Dina." So no, he said, "Let's make a few takes like that." Now everybody thinks that I held my nose.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No. What I did was, I love my Dinah, Dee Dee Dina, love my Dinah, Dee Dee Dina. There is no girl that is finer than my rock and rollin' Dinah, Dee Dee Dina, Dee Dee Dina. Now they put it out.
Wow.
And they say, your record's a hit. My record is what? That record is a hit. How am I going to follow that up with another nose job?
Frankie Avalon's first big hit.
I know. So I had to come out with another one. Gingerbread, 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 ginger. But for some reason, the combination of what the song was, the simplicity of the song, and I was a good-looking kid, good hair.
You did the dancing. I saw the
dancing
dance with it.
It was like a spila-beat.
You're doing like the mashed potato with it. Very nice.
Yeah. Michael Jackson took from me.
He did. And not only that, the Chipmunks.
Okay, right. Very good. So that was the beginning of my singing career.
I love it. Okay. When was the first time you heard Venus?
Tell
me about that.
I was at home in Philly, and a knock on the door, and a fellow said, "My name is Ed Marshall. I'm a songwriter. I have a song I would like to play for you." I had a piano in the house. I said, "Okay, come on in." He comes in, and he starts to play, and I hear it, I go like this, wow, that's really good. Mm-hmm. I said, has anybody heard this song before? He said, Al Martino. Again, Al Martino's from the neighborhood. Wow. I said, what did he think about it? He said he thought it was a real good song, but he wants to do it in an album. He said, I think it's really a single for you, Frankie. I said, play it again. I said, this is fantastic. I called the record company, which was in Philadelphia. We went up together.
To New York?
Played it, no, to Philly.
To Philly.
And he played it for Pete DeAngelis and Bob Marcucci. And they listened to it. They loved it. Now, what's really amazing about what music and how it changes for different little things creatively. Pete DeAngelis says to Ed Marshall, I love the song. I would like to make a change. So Ed Marshall says, what do you mean? He said, I want to change one note. So Ed Marshall said, like what? He said, and he gets on the piano, and he says, you wrote, Venus, if you will, please send a little girl for me to thrill. I want to change. Venus, if you will, please send a little girl for me to thrill. One note. Now, Marcucci is the lyricist with the Pete DeAngelis. Says, I want to change one thing too. He said, what? I want to change one word. So what do you mean? As long as we both will live. I would like to say, as long as we both shall live. We made those two changes there. We went into New York City. I made 7 takes on it live like that. I waited until 4 o'clock in the morning on an acetate, took it back to my home in Philly. I didn't sleep for 24 hours. I just knew that this was a smash.
Wow, number one. Your first number one.
First number one.
Of 30-something Billboard.
Oh, yeah,
chart
yeah,
toppers.
yeah. I had a great, great record career, yeah.
Wow. What was it about that song, do you think? I mean, you still sing that now.
Oh, yeah.
And you can feel the audience melt when they first
I think
hear
it put a lot of people together. I think it was such a romantic song, whether you're male or female. It meant something to you from your heart. And so, I mean, I sing it. We were talking, I sing it, and I look in the audience, and I'll tell you, I see people hold hands, get closer together, and sing it with me. And I get the bumps, skin don't lie.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and I still get the bumps watching it.
Elvis and Priscilla Presley apparently met listening to that song.
Is that right?
Yeah, I read a whole story about this. In fact, apparently, in the recent movie that Sofia Coppola did, she uses Venus.
I know.
In the movie.
I know. My grandkids saw it, and my wife saw it. I haven't seen the picture yet. Yeah, but my song, it's been in a lot of films. It's that kind of
classic.
song.
It's a classic.
It is a classic
Speaking of classics, in 1963, you meet your wife, Kay, and you're married in that year, back in 63.
I met her
When did you meet
actually
her?
in 62.
Ah.
The ending of, actually August 31st of, I have a good memory.
You have an amazing memory.
But I met her August 31st in 62. She came over with a columnist who was very, very popular at the time. Her name was Rona Barrett.
Oh, of course, Rona Barrett.
Yeah.
Sinatra loved her.
Well, yeah, she was very controversial because she was right to the point, you know. And she brought this young gal over, and I'm playing cards with my buddies there. And I see this gal, Rona says, say hello, this is my good friend, Kay Dybel, Frankie Avalon. We sit down and we talk. We talk for about an hour. I'm out of the game. But play, guys. I'm out of the game. And finally, when she leaves, I go back to my guys there and I said, see that girl? I'm going to marry her.
Oh, wow.
They went, oh, come on. Because I was dating a lot of gals at the time, a lot of little starlets. Anne Margaret and I dated a few times.
Oh.
So, they, you know, but I just knew exactly that I wanted to
So
marry
you were
her.
literally out of the game.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
How has it lasted all these years? Incredible.
Well, 61 years. We're going on 62 this coming January, yeah. Well, you know, it's great. First of all, she's not, you know, fly-by-night, easy. She's tough.
Well, you have to be 8 kids, and you.
8 kids. I mean, raising 8 kids, and I'll tell you what, God bless my 8 children, my grandchildren, the job that she did. And of course, I'm a part of it, and I am a good part of it too, because I am the father, you know.
Of course.
But you know, ups and downs in marriage, Raymond. You know, you go through times and see, but in those days you had the love and you kept that love. And if there were moments where it wasn't happening,
Yeah.
you still had love.
Yeah.
So you made it back again. But you know, and these days in progress that happens, people they have arguments, they have fights, and they don't not get along right away. Call my attorney. You call my attorney. I'll call your attorney. It's a different world. If you love somebody and you go through thick and thin, that's
a commitment and a religious commitment.
Absolutely,
to God, a bond
absolutely,
before
yeah.
God.
And you know, my wife very religious, and the children were all raised Catholic, and it was great.
What's the secret? If you had to say, this is the secret to maintaining a relationship over that time, and as you said, marriages have ups.
Well, I think it's respect. Respect in what they do, what you do to each other, and in life, period. You know, she's an amazing woman. She's just wonderful.
A great lady. A great lady. Okay, I want to talk about something I didn't realize. You were Bobby Darin's roommate.
Yep.
When was that?
Well, okay. Bobby Darin and I met. We were studying vocal studying.
Okay.
With a guy by the name of Carlo Menotti.
Carlo Menotti.
Out of Carnegie Hall. And I was coming out of a lesson. He was going in. And Carlo introduced us, and we got to talking, this, that, whatever. He had just made Splish Splash.
Yep.
And he didn't even make Splish Splash at that time. I was starting to go.
Right.
Because I was studying with Carlo. And at the Century Hotel on 48th Street, we shared this room. And I always say it's a little room. The mice were hunchback. You had to go in the hall to change your mind. It was that kind of place.
Tiny room.
Right, yeah. And we became friends, and of course, then he wrote Splish Splash, and then we started touring together. We did these one-nighters with the Cavalcade of Stars, with Bobby Darin, with Paul Anka, with Buddy Holly, with
Incredible.
Sam Cooke, Jackie Wilson, all of us on one show.
Wow.
And the talent that he had in the beginning there, he was way above us.
Really?
His
Why?
talent, why? Because he could do everything. He was a magnificent singer, songwriter, impressionist, drummer, piano player, xylophones. He was just magnificent. Wow. And he was a friend. He was my friend. I loved him. I really did.
Okay, Beach Blanket Bingo. This franchise, your next great franchise. Did you ever think, that these movies would land the way they did?
The thing that amazes me is that I was never nominated for an Academy Award, number one.
It's unbelievable. 6
But
films,
in the meantime,
right?
right.
6 of those, right?
7, I don't know, 6, 7. They're all the same. I don't know which one.
Wow.
I don't know.
But they did capture something of that era.
You know
Frankie.
what, Raymond? Really amazing about that. I had done a few films for AIP, American International Pictures. I did one with Ray Milland, directed me Academy Award winner.
Right.
Panic in Year Zero. Yeah. I did another one, Operation Bikini, with Tab Hunter. So I did. So now I get friendly with the writer. His name was Lou Russoff. He'd come to my house. I'd make pasta for him. This, that. So I said, why don't you write something for like a young people? He comes a month later, he gives me a script called Beach Party. I read, I said, gee, this looks like a lot of fun. Now, who's going to play opposite me? He said, we got this gal from Disney called Annette Funicello. I said, are you kidding? I love Annette Funicello. I met her when she was 15 at the Hollywood Palladium. We did a show together. I dated her, went to her house, asked her mother if I could date, and she said, okay. I had a little pizza with her, so I knew her anyway. You know, I said, great choice. We go on, Bill Asher, who is the director, wonderful director. We do the first scene, and it's where I got to pick her up and kick open the door. Then all the kids are there. I said, we thought we were going to be alone, whatever it may be. And I said to Bill Asher, I said, this is going to be fun. And it was. After all that one, we did a lot of them.
What do you think when you see them now? They'll play them on Turner Movie Classics.
Oh, I know.
What do you think when you see them?
I think they're just cute, and it was great fun for me. We had so many stars. From Don Rickles was in that, to Boris Karloff, to they on and on. Buster Keaton.
Yeah,
I mean, the cast they had was always terrific, and they were we did those pictures, Raymond, in 15 days.
That's short of shoot time.
Yeah.
Wow.
$350,000 to make those films.
Oh my gosh. Bill Asher, the director, said
Oh.
they were dreams, but they were nice dreams.
Yeah, they were terrific.
Do you feel
know
that way
what? Well,
now?
they had morals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like every time when Frankie, me, the character Frankie, would go to Annette, which was Dee Dee at the time, and he would say, and she'd say, no, no, until I have a ring on my finger. You didn't have to say anything else. You just knew that that was the morals of the picture, like that.
Yeah.
Make her jealous. Maybe you'll get close. You know, it was nice.
Sweet fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Innocent fun.
And she wouldn't wear the two-piece.
Yeah, well,
Annette.
Disney said no. I don't want to show her belly button. All the other gals, and she had a gorgeous figure too.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was, and she took to that. Yeah,
You all were very close, you and Annette.
absolutely. I mean, through all those pictures, and of course, her husband, Jack Gilardi, was my agent. She married Jack Gilardi. So I'm godfather to her firstborn, Gina, and Jack is godfather to my first son, Frank.
Wow.
So we're family.
And she had that. Well, you all did the Return to the Beach movie too.
Back
later.
to the beach, yeah.
Back to the beach. In
That
the
was her
80s.
last one. She was sick then. She
MS.
didn't know she had MS until we started doing some promotional things with cue cards, and she couldn't read, couldn't see them, and went to an optometrist and said, "You have MS." And then we traveled for Dick Clark. We did 30 concerts, and her husband came to me and said, "Frankie, don't let her know, but I'm telling you now, she has MS." I said, "MS?"
Yeah.
And I saw her getting weaker and weaker. But what a trooper. She hung in there for every performance, never complained. And one of the most memorable things about that relationship was in San Francisco. Tommy Tune hosted an evening saluting Frankie and Annette. Because the fellow who did Beach Blanket Babylon in San Francisco was a big hit. Our films inspired him. So he recognized 3,000, Robin Williams was there, 3,000 people. And they showed clips of us. They put together a whole thing. And she's in a wheelchair behind the curtain. And when Tommy Tune said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie and Annette," and the curtain went up like this, and I wheeled her out again. You know, I mean, they loved her. She was great.
Heroic the way, I mean, and a very faithful woman, faithful Catholic.
Oh God, yeah. Just good religious, bringing up a good family. She was wonderful. One of a kind, and I'm glad to have spent moments with her on the screen and off the screen. It was just a wonderful experience.
Incredible lady. Tell me about touring with your other compadres. You did for 38 years, the Golden Boys tour.
Yeah, amazing, huh?
What was that
You
like?
know, I just
What is it about that music, Frankie?
it never
from
goes
all
away.
of you?
It never goes away.
So what is it? Why do people still crave it?
Because they're great songs. They fit any generation. I don't care if you're 12, 15, whatever. If you hear that song, you'll like it. You know, today I must say there's a lot of stuff out there that you don't like. You know, those songs survive because they're good songs.
Were the times really that good?
Of course they were. They were the best.
Do you think that's what it is? See, I think
The times were wonderful.
The music is beautiful, but music comes from an era. And that era, we pine for it somewhere deep. Romance and morals and an intact society.
Morals, upbringing, childhood, friendships, relationships, family,
Neighborhoods.
neighborhoods, religion, I don't care what. Very important. And when you have those qualities, look, when I was a kid dating, 14, 15 years old, whatever, 16 years old, you get a car. You went to the house, you met the mother and father, you sat down, you were a gentleman. You went to your car, you opened the door, you put it in the car, you put Sam in the door. You went to a movie, you put your arm around her, it got stiff, really like this, you know. You had certain things that were just wonderful things that are gone, and they'll never come back. There's progress, so what?
Do you think they'll never come back? See, I think they will come back.
You do?
I do. I see
I
it in
hope
the
you're
young.
right.
I see it in the young. I see it in your grandchildren. I see it
yeah.
in my children. They're looking back at what you all had, and they realize what they don't have.
Yeah.
And they do, particularly the romance and the courtship thing, because the phones have killed everything. Phones have killed that
Oh
relationship.
my God, yeah.
How do you date an image on a phone with
Everybody's
a swipe?
like this,
A
kids
swipe.
today, but yeah.
This is not a good time or first base, kids.
I know. No, I come from the generation. My father said to me when he first got a car, he said, when you get a car, don't ever get electric windows. So the technology is whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what, Raymond? I think that the respect of your parents is very important. I think that if you respect your parents, you could go either which way. My neighborhood, pretty tough neighborhood. South Philly, you handled yourself. You knew what you had, some street sense, whatever. But if you knew there was a couple of guys that were on a different track, they would say, "Hey, let's do this." You'd go like this. Nah. Because the reason why you said that is because you said, "I will not embarrass or hurt my parents." You had the respect.
And we need to.
So I go back to parents. I really do.
I want to talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I cannot believe at this point has not inducted Frankie Avalon into its ranks.
Well, I can understand that.
What do you mean you can understand that?
No.
Were at you're at the founding.
Yeah, but do you think that I was a rock and roll singer? No.
Was Dolly Parton a rock and roll singer?
No.
You were part of that era.
But you know what? I remember seeing a thing, Billy Joel, and I loved his music.
Great.
He's just wonderful, talented. But he once made a comment. He said, well, not like guys that shouldn't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like Frankie Avalon and Fabian, because they were just pretty boys. Yes, we were pretty. Unfortunately, he wasn't, but we were. But we were pretty. But I guess that was one of the reasons why, that we weren't really rockers. And we had screaming kids and the policemen all around us, and it was great.
Yeah, you were teen idols.
Yeah.
You were teen idols, which surely is a qualification, yes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, tell me, you mentioned Elvis earlier, that Elvis was the model for the teen angel. Did you know Elvis?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about that relationship.
Well, the first time I met him, believe it or not, was with Bobby Darin. We were both on Paramount to do something, and Elvis was doing a film there. And we got the PR guy to take us into his dressing room on his lunch break, and we got to meet and say hello. It was a nice conversation, whatever. And Bobby kind of egged him on a little bit and said, Elvis, I understand that you're really a good karate guy. So I was saying, oh, yeah, I'm good. And I said, I'll show you what I mean. We went into the sound stage, and he had some things there, boards,
Broke
And
the
he did a
boards.
couple of these breakers. And Bobby said, that's balsa wood. Come on with that.
Oh, no.
Elvis went, no, man. No.
You're good. You're
Right,
good, Elvis.
right. But then I would go to his house on Sundays because we became friendly. And we played football together and barbecued. And he wanted to date my wife.
What?
Before I met her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Really,
I
yeah.
knew Elvis was the king.
Right,
Come on.
yeah. And he was a very interesting guy. When you went to his house, he'd have, of course, a lot of people there, a lot of gals, fans, and all of his guys, 6, 7 guys, dressed just like him, and Elvis would be out, Elvis would be out. And then these doors would open to his bedroom, then he'd walk out, and everybody would just go like this.
The emperor has arrived.
Right. And he'd sit down, and all his leg would shake like this. That's what I noticed. And he had a jukebox in the corner, all his songs.
Only his
Other
songs.
songs, like this, shake like this.
That was it.
But I loved his music. He was great.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
What about Sinatra? You must have known Frank Sinatra. The Italian thing.
My idol,
Mine
Frank
too.
Sinatra. I first met him in Hawaii. I was going to Australia, and he had come back from Australia. He was and I had
In
heard.
the 70s when he had the blow up over there?
No, I think it's even before that.
Oh,
Oh, I'll
okay.
tell you what. It had to be 59.
Oh, okay. So much earlier.
Yeah, much earlier. So I had heard Hank Sinacola was his manager, and my record company called Hank Sinacola and said, Frankie Avalon loves him. Could you set up a meeting? So I went with the guy who I grew up with, Hucklebuck. He was my road manager.
Oh, yeah.
He was a cement mix guy. So we went to, and I made sure that my shoes were shined. I made sure that I had a jacket and shirt and tie because I knew he was impeccable.
Yes, he insisted on
And
it.
I went to him. He was alone. He was looking out the window. He turned around. I went, oh, my God, it's Frank Sinatra. And I shook his hand like this. I said, Mr. Sinatra, nice to meet you. We had a conversation. And I said to him, I love your music. I love your songs. But of course, you do all those great songs. I sing Venus. He said, I love Venus.
Oh, nice.
So from then on in, we became friendly.
You
I'd
were
stay
in.
at his house.
Really? Out in Palm Springs?
He would call me. He wouldn't ask. He said, Frankie, come to the house. The jet will take us to Baltimore. We'll do it for Agnew, vice president. Frankie, we're going here. Okay. Frankie, do this a charity for me to raise some money. Frankie, sing. I got these people are paying $10,000 for the golf tournament. I want you to sing and entertain. So I became friends.
Wow. No, he was a booker. He was a booker in addition to a singer.
He was an amazing guy.
Unbelievable.
He really. I took him to a restaurant one time in New York.
Okay.
So we're at this great restaurant. So when the check comes, first I go in to the chef, to the owner. Okay. I say, listen, Sinatra's coming in, and he's never been here. He loves pasta. He doesn't like garlic in the sauce. He likes garlic to saute and then take it out because he doesn't want to bite into a garlic. Okay. So now we go into the restaurant. The bill comes, and I go, I got that. And Frank says, puts his hand on, he says, it's my check. I said, Frank, they don't take credit cards. He said, I don't care. Took out a wad and gave everybody in the restaurant, from the busboy to whoever was working, $100. Everybody. He was very generous.
Yeah, he was. He was. And an incredible talent. Who, like somebody else that I'm sitting near, continued to perform into his 80s.
Yeah.
What's the secret to that, Frankie?
Loving it, liking it, and loving it. Traveling, I don't like to.
You don't like the travel. I know you don't like the travel part.
But, once you hit the wings and they say, ladies and gentlemen, Frankie Avalon, you're on. And you just love it.
And you're there for the audience.
You know why, too? You got to put this in your mind as a performer, and I'm sure you do, too. I'm halfway home. They like me. And I like them.
Yeah.
How can you miss?
Pleasing the audience.
Yes.
Wanting to please the audience.
Not yourself.
And that's a big, that is almost lost today.
Well, Raymond, I learned from the best. Nick Castle, I learned from him. I worked with him for months, showed me how to walk on a stage, how to take a microphone, what song to do after another, what pacing is, what kind of lights, where you want a mood. Right. Great story. I'm playing Las Vegas, and in the audience is Lucille Ball. Lucy. I happen to have done 2 shows with her. We took a liking to one another. She comes to see me.
The show.
She comes backstage. You're a talent. I love talent, she says to me. There's one song, Take It Out. I said, Lucy, what's up? She said, the one about the kids. I said, but Lucy, this is a dramatic moment for me. She said, take it out. I don't like it for your audience. Now, you know why? The song was a song that Sonny wrote for Sonny and Cher. The song goes, you'd better sit down, kids. I'll tell you why, kids. Your mother and I, kids, don't see eye to eye, kids. Divorce.
Right.
Lucy says to me, do you know how many people are out there that may be going through a divorce? That you're bringing them down? I said, Lucy, it's out.
And that was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
From a pro.
Yep. She was attentive to what the audience wanted and what they needed. And I watch you do the same. You adjust the show. You do adjust your shows as you go from place to place.
Sure.
And the lineup.
Yeah.
But you still get a thrill out of it. You love doing this.
Yeah, and I'll keep doing it until they say no more. Okay. Now, I won't say no more.
They'll never say no more. I can promise you.
I don't know, Raymond.
Well, tell me about your faith and how faith has sustained you through all of this.
I grew up, being raised a Catholic, and of course, from your grandma to your grandpa, to your uncles, to your aunts, to your friends, we had, you went to church, you went to communion, and you revered the good Lord and God, and you know the Bible, you know the story of Christ, and you stay with it. It's always in the back of your mind, and you pray. And I still pray every night, every morning. I pray for people. I pray for
That's what I was going to ask you. What do you pray for?
I pray for a lot of things. I pray for people who are in distress, who have issues, that have problems. I pray for my family. I pray for their health, their safetyness. A lot of prayers.
Yeah.
Well,
we love being with you, and
Raymond,
thank you for this.
Thank you.
Thank you for your talent.
And I'm a big fan of yours.
Oh, please. Yeah. I'm a bigger fan of Frankie Avalon. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Raymond.
Joy. And an honor for me.
Thank you.
Here's the haul. Frankie Avalon is still performing in his mid-80s. I wish I had that in mind. He's just amazing, on stage and off. But he balances it with grace, finding joy in his audience and his family. And I was struck by Avalon's humility. This is something I think we could all use more of. Avalon was always willing to take advice and correction from other talented people, whether Lucille Ball or John Wayne. He knew there was more to learn, and he kept learning. And how about that Lucy line? Your talent, and I love talent. That is so true. You know, it takes talent to recognize it. And there's something else that Frankie Avalon does, and I've seen this up close in real time. He goes out with that positive mindset every time he steps on stage. They like me, and I like them, and he attempts to please them. That can be applied to any job. Try it. And you know, I still think Frankie Avalon deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Tell me what you think in comments. And with Christmas time upon us, I have a Christmas album I'd love you to check out and download. It's called Raymond Arroyo, Christmas Merry and Bright. It features all new big band arrangements of some incredible Yuletide classics. And the legendary Jose Feliciano joins me on the album for an all-new take on his classic Feliz Navidad. Christmas Merry and Bright is available wherever you get your music, on all the streaming services. Make it part of your Christmas celebrations. And I hope you'll come back to Arroyo Grande soon. Why live a dry, constricted life when if you fill it with good things, it can flow into a broad, thriving Arroyo Grande? I'm Raymond Arroyo. Make sure you're subscribed. Like this episode. Frankie Avalon would expect nothing less. Thank you for diving in. We'll see you next time. Arroyo Grande is produced in partnership with DP Studios and iHeart Podcasts, and it's available on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.